A single mother sits alone in a dimly lit apartment at 2:47 a.m., her 6-month-old son's cries weakening from hunger, as she sends a desperate plea for formula money to what she thinks is her sister's number, not knowing that a single mistyped digit has delivered her message to the phone of Marcus Sterling, the city's most powerful and elusive billionaire. Elena Moore is at her breaking point. With an empty formula container, no money until Friday, and shame burning through her exhaustion, she swallows her pride to text her sister Sarah for just $40. A mistyped digit sends the message across the city to Marcus Sterling, a man who has everything, billions, an empire, a penthouse overlooking the glittering skyline, but exists in what he knows is a cold, transactional, and profoundly empty world of wealth without meaning. When Marcus responds not with confusion or dismissal, but with immediate generosity, "I'm not Sarah, but I can help. $5,000 transferred. You're not alone anymore." It sets off a chain of events that will expose a multi-million-dollar corporate fraud, unite two people from impossibly different worlds, and prove that sometimes the worst mistakes lead to the most extraordinary destinies. Elena stares at her phone in disbelief. The message from the unknown number reads, "I'm not Sarah, but I can help. Check your account." Before she can respond, another text arrives, $5,000 transferred. Buy formula. Buy groceries. Buy yourself a break. No payback needed. Just take care of your son. You're not alone anymore. M. Her hands shake as she opens her banking app. The money is real. $5,000 from a complete stranger. She should feel relief. Noah will eat, the rent will clear, she can breathe, but instead, guilt crashes over her like a wave. Who is M? Why would they do this? She types and deletes a dozen responses before settling on, "I don't understand." Who are you? Why? Across the city, Marcus stands at his window watching lights blink across the skyline. Her question deserves honesty. Someone who has everything but rarely gets to do something that actually matters. "Let me have this. Please." Over the next 3 days, they exchange messages. Not about money, he refuses to discuss it further, but about Noah's sleep patterns, about Elena's background as a research analyst before her life imploded, about the strange loneliness that comes at 3 a.m. when the world feels empty. Marcus learns she's brilliant, proud, and drowning. Elena learns M is educated, isolated, and searching for meaning beyond quarterly earnings. On the 4th day, Marcus makes an offer, "My company needs a temporary analyst for a special project. 6-week contract. $4,000 per week. Interested?" Elena's pride flares hot in her chest. She doesn't want charity disguised as employment. But then Noah coos from his crib, reaching tiny fists toward the morning light, and she remembers why pride is a luxury she cannot afford. "I'll need to bring Noah. I don't have childcare." "Bring him." 37th floor, Sterling Enterprises. Monday, 9 a.m. Ask for Marcus Sterling. Elena's breath catches. She searches the name on her phone, and the results make her head spin. Marcus Sterling. Billionaire. CEO. The ghost mogul. The man who sent her $5,000 in the middle of the night is one of the wealthiest people in the country. She texts back, "You're him." His response is immediate, "I'm just someone who got your text. See you Monday, Elena." Elena spends the weekend researching Marcus Sterling, and what she finds is paradoxical. He's called the ghost mogul because despite his wealth, he's intensely private. No social media presence. Rare interviews that reveal nothing personal. He inherited Sterling Enterprises at 28 when his father died suddenly, and within a decade, tripled its value. The articles describe someone brilliant, demanding, and impossibly distant, a man who built an empire while building walls just as high. But none of it matches the man who texted her at 3 a.m. with unexpected kindness. They describe someone calculating and cold. The Marcus she's been messaging seems lonely and searching for something his billions can't buy. Monday morning, Elena dresses in her only professional outfit, a gray blazer that's 3 years old and navy pants slightly too loose from stress weight loss. Noah is dressed in his nicest onesie, which still has a small stain she couldn't scrub out. She feels like an imposter entering the gleaming Sterling Enterprises tower, all glass and steel and people who belong in a world she only observes from the outside. The 37th floor is executive territory. Everyone wears designer suits and moves with the confidence of people who've never questioned whether they deserve to be here. Elena clutches Noah's diaper bag like a shield and approaches the reception desk. Elena Moore. I have an appointment with Mr. Sterling. The receptionist's professional smile doesn't waver, but Elena catches the flicker of curiosity in her eyes. Of course. This way. She's led through glass corridors to a corner office with that same breathtaking city view from Marcus's late-night photos. And there he is, standing by the window in a charcoal suit, looking exactly like the images online but somehow more real, more solid, more present. He turns, and their eyes meet for the first time. Marcus Sterling has the bearing of someone accustomed to command, but when his gaze drops to Noah in her arms, something softens in his expression. Elena. His voice is deeper in person, warmer. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all of this. She gestures vaguely, encompassing the job, the money, the sheer impossibility of this moment. Before we discuss the project, there's something I want to show you. He leads her down another corridor to a door marked private. When he opens it, Elena's breath catches. It's a nursery. A fully equipped nursery on the 37th floor of a corporate building, crib, changing station, toys, a comfortable feeding chair, even a small refrigerator stocked with supplies. You built this, for Noah. Marcus shifts, looking almost uncomfortable with his own generosity. I built it because you shouldn't have to choose between work and your son. Neither should anyone else. Consider this the pilot program. Elena feels tears threatening and blinks them back fiercely. I don't know what to say. Say you'll help me. He meets her eyes. I need someone with research analytics experience, someone I can trust to look at data without bias. Someone who asks for help only when they absolutely need it, that person doesn't lie about what they find. What's the project? Internal audit. Something's wrong in my company's finances. I can't pinpoint it, and everyone I could normally ask is part of the system. I need outside eyes. Your eyes. Elena understands then. This isn't charity. He genuinely needs her skills. That realization settles something in her chest. When do I start? Marcus's rare smile appears. You already have. Week 1, Elena immerses herself in Sterling Enterprises financial data. Marcus has given her access to everything: vendor contracts, payment schedules, procurement records, transaction logs. It's overwhelming, but this is the work she was trained for, the work she loved before Noah's father left and survival became her only job. Noah naps in his crib while Elena builds spreadsheets, cross-referencing dates and amounts with the methodical precision that once made her excellent at her job. Marcus stops by twice daily, mid-morning with coffee, black with 1 sugar, exactly as she takes it. Late afternoon to check on Noah, who's begun to recognize him, reaching chubby hands toward his voice. These visits extend. They talk about her findings, but also about other things. His childhood being groomed to run an empire he never wanted. Her dreams of using data analytics for social good. The strange loneliness that exists in their very different lives. You know what the worst part is? Marcus says one evening, sitting across from her in the nursery while Noah plays with a rattle. I have thousands of employees, attend dozens of events, meet hundreds of people. But that night I got your text. I just spent 4 hours at a gala surrounded by people, and I'd never felt more alone. Elena understands completely. I spend all day with Noah, and I love him more than anything. But sometimes I'm so lonely I can barely breathe. Until your text came back, I thought I'd hit rock bottom. Then I realized someone cared, even a stranger. Not a stranger anymore, Marcus says quietly. By week 3, Elena finds it. Not the smoking gun, but the pattern. Trinox Solutions, a vendor providing business consulting services, has received payments totaling $2.3 million over 18 months. The amounts hover just under $50,000, clearly designed to stay below approval thresholds. But when she cross-references Trinox against deliverables, meeting notes, project outcomes, there's nothing. No reports, no consultations, no evidence they've done anything at all. She runs the business registration. Trinox Solutions was incorporated in Delaware 2 years ago. The listed owner is a law firm specializing in shell companies. Elena's heart pounds. This is exactly what Marcus suspected. But it's also dangerous. Someone has been stealing for years, careful enough to hide it from armies of accountants and auditors. She digs deeper, tracking payment authorizations. Every Trinox invoice was approved by the same person, Vincent Harmon, Chief Financial Officer. Elena's blood runs cold. The CFO. Marcus's second-in-command. 12 years with the company. This isn't just embezzlement, it's betrayal at the highest level. She gathers her evidence, triple-checks everything, then messages Marcus. I found something. We need to talk. Privately. His response is immediate, my office. Now. Marcus listens to Elena's presentation without interrupting. She's prepared charts, timelines, payment trails, everything organized with the precision that made her excellent at her job before her life fell apart. When she finishes, the silence stretches. Marcus's face is unreadable, but she can see the tension in his shoulders, the tightness around his eyes. Vincent, he finally says. You're certain? The approval signatures are his. The payment schedule corresponds with his access windows. And look at this, Elena pulls up another screen. Trinox Solutions shares an IP address with Harmon's home network. He's not even hiding well. He just never expected anyone to look. Marcus stands, walking to his window. The city glitters below, indifferent to corporate betrayal. Vincent was my father's hire. He's been here since before I took over. I trusted him with everything. Elena hears the pain beneath the words. I'm sorry. Don't be. You did exactly what I hired you to do. He turns back to her, and his expression has hardened into something sharp and calculating. But this is dangerous now. If Vincent realizes we know, if he thinks we have evidence, he'll destroy it. Or run. Or worse. Marcus's eyes meet hers with fierce intensity. He knows you're working for me. He knows you have access to the financial records. Elena, you need to be careful. As if summoned by his name, there's a knock on Marcus's door. Vincent Harmon enters, a distinguished man in his late 50s with silver hair and a genial smile that now seems sinister to Elena. Marcus, sorry to interrupt. I heard we have a new analyst on board. His eyes land on Elena with calculating interest. You must be Ms. Moore. Vincent Harmon, CFO. Welcome to Sterling Enterprises. His handshake is firm, his smile warm, but Elena feels ice down her spine. This man has stolen millions. This man is dangerous. Thank you, Mr. Harmon. It's an exciting opportunity. What project are you working on? Maybe I can provide some insight. His tone is casual, but Elena catches the edge beneath it. Marcus intervenes smoothly. Market analysis for our expansion into Southeast Asian markets. Nothing that would require your expertise, Vincent, but I appreciate the offer. Harmon's smile never wavers. Of course. Well, if you need anything, my door is always open. He nods to both of them and leaves, but Elena swears she can feel his suspicion lingering like smoke. When the door closes, Marcus immediately texts her, "Don't go home tonight. You and Noah are staying at one of my properties. Non-negotiable." Elena wants to argue, to insist she can take care of herself. But she looks at Noah sleeping peacefully in the nursery, and fear overrides pride. Okay. The property turns out to be a luxury townhouse in a quiet, secured neighborhood. Armed security is subtle but present. Elena feels like she's stepped into someone else's life. Marcus arrives an hour after they do, still in his work clothes, carrying bags from an upscale grocery store. I didn't know what Noah eats besides formula, so I got variety. Despite everything, Elena almost laughs at the sight of a billionaire unpacking baby food jars onto the counter. This is surreal. Welcome to my life. Everything's surreal. He pauses, then adds quietly, except you. You're the most real thing I've encountered in years. The admission hangs between them. Elena should deflect, maintain professional distance, but she's exhausted from pretending. I'm scared, Marcus. Not just of Harmon, but of all of this. This world you live in, this townhouse that costs more than I'll make in a lifetime, the fact that someone might want to hurt me because I found numbers that don't add up. Marcus moves closer, not touching but present. I know. I'm scared too. Not of Harmon, of losing this. Losing you and Noah. I didn't realize how empty my life was until you accidentally texted me. It wasn't supposed to be you. It was supposed to be my sister. Best wrong number I ever received. His smile is soft, genuine. Elena, I'm going to fix this. Harmon will be dealt with. You'll be safe. But I need you to trust me. Trust. The word Elena has struggled with since Noah's father abandoned them. But standing in this beautiful house with this man who built her son a nursery, who believes in her skills enough to risk his company's secrets, who looks at her like she matters, trust doesn't seem so impossible. I trust you, she whispers. That night, after Noah is asleep upstairs, Elena and Marcus sit in the townhouse living room planning their next move. They need ironclad evidence. They need to catch Harmon in the act. And they need a strategy that doesn't give him time to run or retaliate. We lay a trap, Marcus says. With forensic accountant support. My lawyer knows someone, Keller, the best in the business. We bring her in quietly, have her verify your findings, then we give Harmon just enough rope to hang himself. How? Marcus's smile is sharp. We leak a fake memo. Something suggesting we're about to discover a different financial irregularity in a different department. While he's scrambling to cover tracks that don't exist, Keller traces the real money trail to accounts we can freeze. It's risky. It's complicated. But it might work. When? Elena asks. Tomorrow. We don't have time to waste. If Vincent suspects anything. He doesn't finish, but Elena understands. Tomorrow, they go to war. Keller arrives at dawn, a razor-sharp woman in her 60s with steel-gray hair and eyes that miss nothing. She reviews Elena's findings in 2 hours and declares them excellent work, possibly lawsuit-grade evidence. Marcus's lawyer, David Chen, drafts the fake memo. It suggests an upcoming audit of the marketing department's agency payments, completely unrelated to Trinox or Vincent Harmon. The memo is marked confidential but strategically leaked to a distribution list that includes Harmon's assistant. The trap is set. Now they wait. Elena spends the day in the townhouse with Noah, her laptop open, monitoring the financial systems for unusual activity. Marcus is at the office, maintaining his normal routine, giving no indication anything has changed. At 2:37 p.m., activity spikes. Someone is accessing vendor files. Someone is modifying approval logs. Someone is panicking. Elena calls Marcus. He's moving. Accessing files, changing dates. He's trying to cover his tracks. Keller, are you seeing this? Marcus has the forensic accountant on conference. Every keystroke. He's logged in from his office terminal. I've got timestamps, file modifications, everything. Keller's voice is grimly satisfied. He's also trying to transfer funds out of the Trinox accounts. I've already contacted federal authorities to freeze them. Good. Let him dig his hole deeper. For 3 hours, they watch Vincent Harmon systematically try to erase 18 months of embezzlement. What he doesn't know is that every deletion, every modification, every desperate attempt to cover his theft is being documented in real time by Keller's forensic software. At 6 p.m., Harmon makes his final, fatal mistake. He sends an encrypted email to an offshore account with instructions to liquidate remaining assets and wire them to untraceable cryptocurrency wallets. Keller intercepts it. Got him. That email alone is conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Combined with Elena's findings and what he's done today, this is multiple federal crimes. Marcus's voice is ice cold. Schedule an emergency board meeting. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Tell the board we've uncovered a significant financial matter requiring immediate attention. Make sure Vincent is there. Elena's heart races. Tomorrow. Tomorrow we end this. That evening, Marcus returns to the townhouse. He looks exhausted, but there's fierce satisfaction in his eyes. He finds Elena in the nursery, rocking Noah to sleep. After tomorrow, this is over. You'll be safe. And then what? Elena asks, voicing the question that's been haunting her. This job was temporary. When Harmon is gone, what happens to us? Marcus kneels beside her chair, eye level with her and Noah. Then I offer you a permanent position. Director of Internal Audit. It's not charity, Elena. After what you've accomplished, you've earned it on merit. And, the other thing? This thing between us? His hand finds hers. I don't know exactly what this is. I've never felt this way before. But I know I don't want it to end when the case is solved. Do you? Noah stirs in her arms, and Elena is struck by the impossibility and perfection of this moment. A month ago, she was alone and desperate. No, she whispers. I don't want it to end. Marcus leans in, and their first kiss tastes like coffee and promise and the beginning of something neither of them saw coming. The aftermath takes weeks to sort through. Federal investigators, depositions, asset freezes, media inquiries. Marcus handles it all with the same controlled intensity he brings to everything, but Elena sees the toll it takes, the betrayal by someone he trusted, the revelation of how long the theft continued unnoticed. She stays in the townhouse with Noah during the investigation, partially for safety, partially because she and Marcus have fallen into a rhythm that feels like family. He comes home exhausted, and she has dinner waiting. They put Noah to bed together. They talk through the day's developments. They kiss goodnight with increasing reluctance to part. 6 weeks after Harmon's arrest, Marcus offers Elena the permanent position. Director of Internal Audit. $140,000 annual salary. Full benefits. On-site childcare expansion she'll help design. This isn't because of us, is it? Elena needs to know. This is because you're brilliant at your job. Because you found fraud that everyone else missed. Because you're exactly who this company needs. Marcus pauses. The bus part is separate. And it's entirely your choice. Elena thinks about the woman who sent that desperate text at 2:47 a.m. She was drowning, alone, convinced she had to do everything herself. That woman wouldn't have accepted help. Wouldn't have trusted anyone. Wouldn't have believed she deserved anything beyond survival. But she's not that woman anymore. I accept. The job and the us. Marcus's smile is transformative. Then I have something to show you. He takes her to the 37th floor nursery, the space he built for Noah, that started everything. But now it's expanded. There are 3 nursery rooms, a lactation suite, a parent break room. A sign reads, Sterling Enterprises Family Care Center, founded in honor of Elena Moore and Noah Moore Sterling. Noah Moore Sterling. Elena's voice catches. Too presumptuous. Marcus looks suddenly uncertain, vulnerable in a way that never appears in boardrooms. I know we haven't, that is, we've only been, but I want you to know I'm serious about this. About you. About him. About building a life. Elena kisses him, stopping the nervous rambling that's so at odds with his usual composure. When they break apart, she's smiling through tears. It's not too presumptuous. It's perfect. 1 year later. Elena Moore Sterling stands in the penthouse apartment she now shares with Marcus and Noah, looking out at the same city view that once belonged only to Marcus's world. Noah, 18 months old now, toddles across the floor toward his father, who scoops him up with practiced ease. But Elena has kept her old apartment. Not because she doesn't trust this life, but because she needs to remember where she came from. Once a month, she visits it, sits in the worn chair where she held Noah that desperate night, and remembers the woman who was brave enough to ask for help. That woman saved her life. That accidental text changed everything. Sterling Enterprises has recovered all of Harmon's stolen funds. The Family Care Center now serves 43 employee families. Elena's internal audit department has become a model for corporate governance. Noah has a father who adores him, who reads him bedtime stories with the same focus he once reserved for financial reports. But tonight is special. Tonight, Marcus has planned something. They return to the old apartment together, Marcus's first time seeing it. Elena shows him the exact spot where she sent that text, where she sat holding Noah, where she hit what she thought was rock bottom. Marcus pulls out his phone. I've never deleted that conversation. Look. He scrolls back to the beginning. To her desperate plea sent to the wrong number. To his response that changed both their lives. I didn't know it then, Marcus says, but I was just as lost as you were. I had everything and nothing. You gave me purpose. You gave me a family. You gave me a reason to be more than my bank account. He kneels down, and Elena's breath catches. I know this is unconventional. I know we started in the most impossible way. But Elena, you're the best decision I never meant to make. Will you marry me? The ring is perfect, elegant but not ostentatious, chosen for her, not for show. But what makes Elena cry is that he's asking here, in this cramped apartment where their story began, not in some lavish restaurant or exotic location. Yes, she whispers. Yes. Noah, oblivious to the significance, claps his hands and laughs. That night, back in the penthouse, Elena composes one final text to her sister Sarah. Remember when I texted you desperately needing help with formula? Well, I sent it to the wrong number. That wrong number turned out to be a billionaire. He sent me money, gave me a job, helped me catch a corporate criminal, built a nursery for Noah, and today, he asked me to marry me. I said yes. Wrong numbers sometimes lead to exactly the right place. Sarah's response is immediate, what? Are you kidding? I need the full story. Also, I'm accepting full credit for this since you were trying to text me. Face with tears of joy. Elena laughs, and Marcus looks over from where he's reading Noah his bedtime story. What's funny? Life. All of it. The fact that the worst night of my life led to the best thing that ever happened to me. Marcus kisses her forehead. Not the worst night. The bravest night. You asked for help. That takes courage most people never find. He's right. That desperate text wasn't rock bottom. It was the foundation of everything that came after. Sometimes being lost is how you find your way home.